All right, here is your weekly update. Okay, for these weekly updates, obviously it's just me talking to you guys. But at first I was like, doing it like every week or every 2 weeks, there's sometimes not a lot of information between the two, but this time there is quite a bit. Well, it's not, anyways, whatever. So I'm going to renew my passport before we go, just because it expires in 2027, I want to say. And so that puts us right smack in the middle of being in Thailand. So I'd rather not deal with that. There are ways to renew your passport while you're overseas, but I'm like, I might as well just take care of it now. So that way I have a full 10 years when I'm over there. And I don't have to worry about that. My husband's does not expire until I think 2030. So he's got quite a few years before he'll have to deal with that. And with his, we'll probably figure out how to do it through the embassy and all that jazz. Instead of sending it back to America, you can send it to like an embassy. So whenever we do that, I'll let you guys know. Or if I meet someone over there has done that, I'll get them on here so we could talk about it. And then same with the driver's license. Our driver's license expires, I believe, next year. So we're going to renew it before we leave because we're going to need an international driver's permit. In order to get that, of course, your license has to be current. You can't have an expired license. But it's super easy to get. From what I read, I can just go to the AAA, about 15 minutes from us. They'll even take our passport photos. We don't have to go get a second copy from somewhere else. They'll take it there. We pay I think it's like $20 a person, and we should walk out with our international driver's permit. However, it's only good for 1 year. So we will have to renew our second year once we're over there. But that first one, they said to wait until right before you're going to leave, since it's only good for a year. Not to do it right now because we're not going there until February. We just waste 7 months of it. So we're going to wait probably until the ending of January to just do that. But we'll renew our license. I'll renew my passport within the next 2 months. And then debating on that second year still being down in Phuket just because of some of the issues that are going on down there. I know right now we still technically have a year and a half until we would go down to Phuket. So who knows? Things might get better by then. But if things are in the same kind of situation, or they get worse, then we'll be looking at either just staying in Hua Hin for another year to do Muay Thai or going to Bangkok for a year to do Muay Thai. So we're not 100% sure there, but we know for sure that first year is going to be in Hua Hin. When it comes to the home, I am finding a bit of difficulty. Similar to here in America, some places are not going to let you have pets. If they do, it's typically small. So Stacy sized, not Rocco sized. So Shih Tzu, not German Shepherd. Okay, now I have found a few places that are willing to accept them both. However, the homes are not available, and they likely won't be available by the time we get over there. There's a few of them that said they have to ask the owner if the owner will be okay with us having the 2 dogs, because some will say dogs okay, but then you ask and they say one only and only one small one. And so I'm like, well, I have 2. I'm not separating them. I'm not leaving them behind in America. So we got to figure that out. It's just, I don't know what it is. It's just kind of funny. You would think that they have a problem with a lot of stray dogs. So you would think that more places would be pet friendly so you can get those dogs off the streets. I'm willing to pay extra, here we pay extra for having a dog. So it's I'm willing to pay a little extra if I need to. But I don't want to get to the point where I'm paying the same rent I'm paying here, but over there. Like, that would be ridiculous. We pay like $1,700 a month here. That would be insane to pay that over in Thailand. Like, so we're looking in the like 800 to 1,000 a month range. It's just, like I said, it's harder with the big dog. A lot of them would immediately accept the little one. Funny thing is, though, is the little one's dirtier. She likes to roll around in the dirt. She'll even accidentally roll around and, poop and bring that all up in the house. So I'm like, plus they're old, older. Stacy will be 11 and Rocco will be 8, which is on the older side for a shepherd. Not super old, but it is borderline getting to those older years. And they're pretty much chill. He likes to play with his ball outside and stuff, but like right now he's sleeping. So is the little one. So like they don't ruin things anymore. That's like puppies do that, He barks a lot. That would probably be the bigger issue, to be honest. Finding a home fully furnished is not hard. It's just, well, they accept the dogs. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, I'm getting a little concerned with the timeline with the dogs, but I think well, it has to work out. There's no plan B, okay? It has to work. We have to get over there. They've got to get over there. It's got to work. We'll make it work. We'll figure it out. We're just kind of leaving it up to whoever to help us get everything situated. And the only reason I say this is because we're going through a service to get the dogs over there. A rather expensive service. And us selling our cars is basically what's going to pay for that. Our lease ends February 2nd. The dog people need 6 to 8 weeks in advance to start booking everything to get what we need for the dogs' vaccinations and all that jazz, right? So that means we'd have to start selling our cars like in December, which is okay. At least one of the cars. We can't sell the second one until like a week before we leave. But of course, they need it paid off before the dogs get on the plane. So I'm trying to figure out, like, okay, I can put a deposit down. That's not a problem. What I don't know, and I'm waiting for the guy to get back to me, is are we doing fixed monthly payments? Or is it as long as I have it paid off by a certain date, like we're good, because like I said, I can put down the deposit like next month. It's 10% of what it's going to be. But I can't pay it in full until the car gets sold. So I'm just trying to figure that out with him and that company of how this timeline is going to work, because then some of their vaccines and things need to get done before that, like 6-week mark, but they're the ones that are supposed to be walking me through this and telling me all of this. So that's why I'm trying to put the deposit down like soon, so that way they can start helping me. But I haven't been able to get a hold of the guy for like 2 weeks. So not gonna stress though. We're just gonna let it happen, okay? I have to let the people we're renting from right now know about December as well. Well, yeah, 60 days. Yeah. So we gotta go like end of November. I have to let them know our intent to not renew our lease. So. Anyways. just trying not to, like I said, stress about how we're gonna figure it all out or what's gonna. It's just like sometimes in the beginning you think, oh well, we're not moving for another year, right? Like we decided this back in like January. Well, we've been thinking about it for a long time, but we hardcore decided on it earlier this year. And at first you're like, we got a whole year. Well, it's July. The middle of July. So, we don't have a whole year anymore. And it's going. So, yeah, that's kind of where we're at. We know what school we're gonna go to. We know what we need to do for the visas. I'm gonna get I gotta get my labs done. My TDAP is good, but my Hep A and B, we need to check that in the lab. And if I still have the whatever, if it's still active, then I don't need to get it. Technically, I know how some of you people feel about vaccines. I have not really outside of the military. It's not something that I do all the time. But moving over there, I do have some concerns. Just because, one, I get bit by mosquitoes like crazy here. And so I feel like I'm going to get destroyed over there. And so I'm just a little more concerned when it comes to diseases and stuff related to mosquitoes over there. Now, obviously, I take all the precautions. You wear the longer sleeve stuff, spray yourself, use some creams, whatever, to keep them away from you. But I feel like in some places, off is not enough. I used the Picardin in Vietnam and in French Polynesia, and that works very well. It's like a lotion. It feels great. It smells fine. Like that's probably my favorite. I'm going to use that over there. They do have a spray version too, because obviously the lotion version you can't put on your clothes. The issue with that is I still get bit through my clothes. Okay, so exposed areas would get lotion, but clothes also need to be sprayed. So same with the dogs. I have to make sure we can still get like their kind of medication over there, which I'm sure that we can. It's just they take a flea, tick, heartworm, whatever thing every month. They've been doing that for a long time. Same with his joint medicine. He takes it every single day. I have to test CBD products for them though, because they're very anxious dogs, and so I worry about them on those long flights. So if we can find something that they like and that works well for them, that's going to last at least 8 hours. I know that first flight's about 12 to 13, but at least something to help them just relax instead of freak out the whole time. That's I have other videos explaining the visas that we're doing, and kind of how we chose this, why we chose to come to Thailand, how long we're going to be here, and all of that. So we're looking at least 2 years. You can watch the other videos. I don't know how to do the end screen thing yet, so I got to figure that out. I just figured out how to add chapters to this, which you'll see in the next video. I'm not going to add them to this one, but I don't know how to do the end screen thing. When people are like, watch my next video, and then psh, there it is for you to click and watch. I don't know how to do that. I know that when you upload, there's a thing that you can click that says add an end screen. I guess in my head, I always thought it was like a thumbnail, but just at the end. So I'm gonna have to click that and see what it does. Is it gonna prompt me to click a video that you guys can then watch next? Do I have to go find it? Like, I don't know. So we're going to find that out. And I'll let you know in the next video. If you see it, then that means I figured it out. If you don't see it, then that means I either forgot or I didn't figure it out. Okay, so but we're gonna experiment with that. I'm gonna do it in this video to click it and see what's going on. But if it's asking too much of me, then I'm just gonna post this video without it and give myself more time for the next video. I will be uploading the Thai temple video probably Monday, because I have not started editing it yet. I'm gonna start editing it today. I don't know if I will finish editing. If I do not, that means I will not pick up editing until Saturday. I don't usually like to post on Sundays because for some reason that's like not a good day. So probably Monday. But if I finish it today, shoot, I'll post the thing today. But if I don't, then you guys will see it on Monday. Okay? But for now, I'm hopping off of here. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.